Today we're going to talk about what happens to your brain whenever you stop dating. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, I want you to watch the entire video. If you like the video, comment, like, subscribe at the end of the video. But first, watch the entire video. Next, I would not be talking about all women, even though it feels like it. If it feels like it, you need to check yourself. Next, if you haven't subscribed to my second channel, who is Anthony Spade, the link is in the description. And that's where you get to see daily vlogs of how I live my life. But it's pretty much how a Sigma male lives their life. All right. Today, we're going to be talking about what happens to your brain whenever you stop dating. Guys just don't understand the amount of stress that's relieved and the amount of attention that is removed from your life whenever you stop dating. Dating can be very stressful, especially if you and the person you're pursuing is not on the same accord, which is pretty much what's happening nowadays. All right. But today we're going to be breaking down about 7 to 8 things that I think your brain makes a transition at that benefits you in the future, that's going to help you out, that a lot of guys don't notice. Let's get to it. First, you learn to be happy with quietness. All right. Why do you learn to be happy with quietness? Because typically, whenever you're in a relationship and you're pursuing dating, it's because of desperation. So you're paying attention to a lot of things at one time, which means that your brain is moving fast to everything, especially when it comes to the woman. Depending on how desperate you are, the more you're going to analyze every little word and every little thing that she does and every little thing that she does whenever she sends a text or not. That's what makes dating hard, is because you're scared of being hurt, she's scared of being hurt, and everybody is playing the game. But whenever you're not dating and you accept the fact that you're not going to chase anyone, typically when you're around quietness, you get to listen to yourself. All right. The more you start to listen to yourself, the better you start to understand yourself, the more confident you become with yourself. Why? Because you block out all the distractions, and the quietness allows you to think clearly, which is typically where a lot of people have a hard time going back into dating, because they start to love their quietness more than anything. Next, you connect with people in reality. What do I mean by you connect with people in reality? See, when you're dating and you're in a relationship, people on the outside see your relationship completely differently than what you do in the inside, which is why when you ask them for advice, they give you advice, you don't follow it. All you do is come up with reasoning why they gave you an answer, because they don't know the whole truth. You know the whole truth, so you knew she really liked you, but they're telling you like, no, she really don't like you based off the conditions. All right. Soon as you stop dating, you start thinking about your rejections, and you start thinking about your bad relationships, and you start to come back to reality. When you start to come back to reality, you start to reconnect with people. Typically, when people get in relationships and start dating, their close friends become distant to them because they put a lot into the spouse or into the woman. So whenever you're not dating, now you get to actually come back into a realization of life. That's typically when guys start to take the red pill. All right. Typically when guys are not dating, the first thing they do is take the red pill, and they learn so much about women, not because they've been hurt, but because they want to win the next time. Majority of you guys are here so you win the next time that you're with a woman. What is that doing? That's allowing you to reconnect with the rest of the world, to allow yourself to learn everything that you missed out on whenever you were blind. Next, you think about more what you want out of life. All right? That's what you're going to think about. When you're out here dating, you're always thinking of a two-way streak here. You're always thinking about you and her. All right. Typically, that's what guys are thinking when they're dating. All right. If we've been dating this long, then maybe we'll get married, or maybe we'll have kids. What our kids look like? What neighborhood will we live in? A lot of you guys out there that felt hard in a relationship, Those are some of the main things that you were thinking about the whole relationship. That's what blinded you from everything that was at the beginning. You kept thinking too far down the road in the relationship. So you started treating the relationship early as if it was already serious. But when you're not dating, you don't have time to think for two people anymore. All right? That throws a lot of people off track. When you found somebody that you really, really like, you start preparing your life to be with them. And then when the relationship don't work out, now you don't know what to do. Now you don't know what to do with your money, what you was going to do with your money. Oh, I was saving money so me and her could go and buy a house, but now I'm going to go out and buy my favorite car. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because you're always thinking about you and her whenever you're dating and you're thinking about the long road. But whenever you're not dating and it's just you, it helps you to strategize your money better. It helps you to figure out exactly what you want out of life. All right? You can't think about what you want out of life whenever you're in a relationship with somebody. You're too busy trying to figure out if they love you or not. All right? Trying to figure out if somebody loves you or not is going to affect the way you go to work. It's going to affect the way you talk. It's going to affect the way you put on clothes. It's going to affect the way you carry out your day. So just not dating allows you to block out all distractions. Look at your money. Look at what you've been doing with your life and actually decide where you want to be and where you want to go in life. Next, you start to learn new things. All right? When people start to learn new things in life when they're not dating, that's typically, right, when you're going to start cutting off your friends. When you're going to start cutting off close friends and friends that you thought were friends, you're going to start washing them out. And the reason why you're going to start washing them out is because you're going to take on new distractions. In order to distract yourself from dating, you have to put your mind on goals, and you have to wake up and chase those goals every single day. So when you stop dating and you start to focus on these new goals, it's going to force you to learn new things. As you learn new things, you're gonna start weeding your friends out. Especially the friends that are still out there dating and the friends that are actually out there in relationships. It's because as you learn new things, you're not going to want to keep hearing about relationship drama, because at some point, relationship drama is just going to be watch and repeat stuff that you hear every day from everybody. Once you realize that every relationship is not perfect and that people are emotional for no reason in relationships, that's when you take on new goals, you start to learn more, and you start to transition into a different person. Next, you have less stress. All right? Now, when you have less stress, this is also another thing that people fall in love with. The less stress is what actually keeps people single. All right? Because people start looking at relationships as a liability. So the moment that you stop dating and you have less stress, you become comfortable with that less stress. And that's where people don't want to go back into a relationship again. That's what keeps you not wanting to date. And that's what keeps you masturbating and pleasing yourself. I'm going to keep it real. The stress of trying to find a woman makes masturbating even better. Everybody does it, so it's okay to talk about it. Everybody does it. And that's what we have. We have a world of professional masturbators that can relieve their own stress by pleasing themselves because they don't want to go through the stress of actually trying to get to know somebody. Majority of guys that are looking to get to know somebody and go home, and they just family people. They get sick of being single at the family reunions, the family gatherings. The family is pressuring them. When are you going to get married? When are you going to do that? Those are the only people that are still looking for relationships nowadays. People that actually are on their purpose are out taking the world by storm. They're getting rich. They're making a lot of money. They're changing they're changing ways of what they're doing in life, and they're living good lives. Why? Because of no stress of being bothered with dating a woman. Next, last but not least, you start to learn that being perfect and imperfect is okay. What do I mean by that? You can be the perfect, imperfect person. That means that when you stop dating, you take a break, you take a step back, and you actually look at life, and you actually start to look at relationships. If you look at majority of the relationships out there, where they walking around the mall or whether you're at the park, they're not good looking couples. They're not good looking people. They're not rich people, right? Majority of the couples that you see day to day are not rich people, and they're not people that look sexy. So when you stop dating, you start to come to the realization and you look at yourself and you say, you know what? I need to stop being insecure because I don't have a six-pack. Or I need to stop being insecure because I don't have a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? You start to look at the realization of it, and you start to say to yourself that wherever you go at your job, people that are on the same level as you, make the same amount of money as you, weigh the same, have the same height, same skin tone, are all in relationships. But you. Why? Because they just found somebody to match their personality, and they wasn't trying to match some dream person that they had fantasized in their head. The moment you keep trying to match some fantasized dream person inside of your head is the moment you start getting in relationships with the wrong woman. So when you take a step away from dating and you stop dating, you're going to start to look at life from all angles. The moment you trying to keep up with dating and get rejected and go back in and try to cover up one heartbreak with another heartbreak, you're going to always have relationship problems. So understand, just by not trying to pursue dating, taking a step away does more good than it does harm. And this is why, and these are the effects of your brain whenever you stop dating. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. She ain't holding you down, she's slowing you down. Hasta la vista.